Big air means big damage to big parts. 2 down and 2 freestyle competitions to go as attrition has already staked a claim to the defending champion. Will tireless effort pay off for this dual generation operation? Up next, we give you a double dose of reckless abandon. It has been a wild weekend here at the Allen County Fairgrounds in Lima, Ohio. We're getting set for freestyle session number 3. We've already gone through freestyle session number 2, and it was a rough one. We had a lot of trucks go down early. Black Stallion was not even able to freestyle after breakage in racing. But the winner of freestyle session number 2 was Mikey Vaughters II. We'll show you some highlights from that session coming up. But with more on the story from the victor, we go over to my colleague, Tim Howard.
Yeah, I'm here with Mikey Vaughters II with the Overkill Evolution, who just came off an awesome freestyle win. So, Mikey, what do you got? Do you want to tell everybody?
Well, right now I got a shock issue. They're getting that taken care of. I'm going to jump back here and work once you stop bothering me. No, I'm just playing. So, got the shock issue. It was a good freestyle run. 2-wheel didn't go the way I wanted it to today, but freestyle, we got lucky, got a good win before the shock. The shock did go on us, so we get that rebuilt. We have freestyle tonight, and we're going to go out here and try our hardest again for this freestyle.
Mikey, watching you do them 2-wheel skills, man, I seen you bring it up on that little bicycle there. I know it didn't actually turn out the way you wanted to, but, man, watching you is amazing. And I wish you the best of luck in our freestyle later on.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Taking a look back at a couple runs from freestyle earlier this afternoon. This is the winning run laid down by Mikey Vaughters and Overkill Evolution, who came blasting out of the pit area, hit just about everything on the track, and got some massive hang time. As you can see right there, he even took a detour over to the back half of the track where he went up over some of the tough truck turn markers, those big tires, and then hit the K-rail. Took those out, the lane dividers again for the tough truck course, and then even hit the turn markers on the other side. But as he turned the truck around and came back toward the pit area over the racing lanes, he's going to backside a ramp, and you're going to hear a loud pop. Listen for it right here. What you heard was a shot coming apart. What you saw flying off the truck, that was the shot cap, and I believe the putt came out of there as well. But the cap guard did its job and kept the flight of that shot cap relatively short. Some new safety features coming into play here in 2019. Mikey picking up a freestyle victory there as Christian Norman rolled out to try to one him up. Didn't quite have enough for him. You're about to see what happened to Bigfoot. Big hang time, and he hits real hard on the left-hand side and actually broke the sway bar in the rear completely in half. You see the red sheath about to come off of the sway bar. It's a protective covering. You saw the 2 adjusters banging around on the rear tires. There you see the red covering hanging off there, but watch again. Huge hang time, and then hits a ton on the left-hand side. Christian going for these freestyle victories in 2019. He already has one. Mikey picked up the second one of the weekend. We'll see what these guys have for each other when we come back to Lima, Ohio. Stay with us.
This Back Channel Productions program is presented in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date show and ticket info, visit monstersmonthly.com.
Well, the crew has effected repairs on Black Stallion. The safety clean Black Stallion moments ago rolled out on the front stretch. Here he is getting ready to kick off his freestyle, the first freestyle of the evening. That's Mike Vaughters Sr. out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Truck sounds healthy, truck looks healthy as he gets some big air off a center ramp there on the tough truck course. See what he can do. He had a rough go in the first freestyle. Couldn't quite get the truck to do what he wanted it to do here. He's going to open it up. You know, he was upset about not being able to freestyle. At show number 2, he broke the transfer case and was unable to get the truck back for that second freestyle competition. And right now, laying down a good run with a lot of speed. Vaughters, always a good pace setter. He's not afraid to hit anything on the course. He won't necessarily bonsai everything, but he'll give you a good indication as to what each one of these jumps is going to do. So he's going to line up for one of the big mounds on the outside. Out there near turn number 3. Another big hit off that tough truck lane. He's getting more out of that than anyone has so far this weekend.
Vaughters going to go there and try the tough truck tabletop jump.
Playing around over there in turn 2.
There it comes up and over the
Gets down in the pit behind the berm, hops up over the berm, and he'll head back toward the front stretch. We'll see what Mike Vaughters Sr. has left here in the Black Stallion. Truck crabbing a little bit. May have a rear steering issue here. Looks to be locked to the left with the tires locked to the right, causing the truck to want to turn to the left.
Vaughters not done yet.
See if he'll use it. He's going to keep on going here. Big sideways hit for Mike Vaughters Sr. in the safety clean Black Stallion. Definitely getting the job done here, and I think he's going to bring it to a stop after that hit on the right-hand side of the truck. Back in front of the grandstands here, and Mike Vaughters Sr. setting the pace. In the safety clean Black Stallion with the mud on the windshield. You see the clouds starting to develop over the backstretch there. There is some rain coming. This was one of the early hits in the run, and you can see he got some nice hang time right there in the safety clean Black Stallion. And on to one of the big mounds on the outside. Vaughters, like I said, not necessarily going to make a bonsai run in the Big Ford out of Maryland, but definitely will check out the track and definitely will give a good indication as to what you can expect from each one of these obstacles. And then this big sideways landing, we'll have to take that truck back to the pits and make sure he didn't bend any shock shafts. Saturday, been rough on the Vaughters camp. Here comes the other Vaughters, the Overkill Evolution Ford, Mikey Vaughters out of Williamsport, Maryland, 2018. Four-wheel Jamboree Freestyle Champion. Love to keep that legacy alive here in 2019. Let's see what Mikey has for the fans here in Lima. You know what he's trying to line up here. Not quite what he was looking for. A bit of a stoppie, but he wanted to get that thing completely vertical. This third freestyle competition is just that. It's freestyle only. There's no racing, no best trick. He gets right into it. He's already over there on the backstretch. He's headed for those K-rails again.
Watch out, concrete wall.
Oh, that wheelie bar is gone. Look at that thing. He just smashed the rear end into those K-rails. Matted up the tailgate a little bit. The wheelie bar's gone flat. He doesn't care. He's going to keep on going. Now, keep in mind, he's running with one less shock than he was in the previous competitions. The shock he broke on the right-hand side of the truck, it's running without the help of the extra soft shock. It's just the coil over there.
Stand up on the front wheels. He likes doing these. He's going to set it up. All right.
Trying it again. I don't know if the back end will give him enough kick with that shock missing. We'll see.
Not quite getting set the way
Running with a makeshift reservoir rigging on there. We'll see if that holds up. But he's laying down a nice run, considering he's running with a damaged truck.
It doesn't matter. He'll drive it until he can't drive it anymore. Up on two wheels.
Showing off some of those two-wheel skills.
That racing lane.
Truck still not giving him quite what he wants.
Dirt looks nice. Let's go hit it. Up and over. All
Over there in turn number 3, what does Mikey Vaughters have left?
Earlier today or last night. Michael Vaughters the second.
There it goes up on 2, and you can see right there the problem that rear shock is giving him. You saw how far up into the body that right rear tire came. Making it work for him, though. He's not giving up. He's not parking the truck. He's trying to hit everything he possibly can. He said he was going to take it easy. That's evidently not the case, as he'll wind it down right here, throwing dust all over our cameras. Mikey Vaughters out of Williamsport, Maryland, laying down one to be proud of. Not quite what he wanted, but the fans loved it here in Lima, Ohio. We're not done yet. 4 to go here at the Ohio 4-Wheel Jamboree Nationals.
Solid run out there. I like to hit all the different jumps, all different directions.
Welcome back to the Allen County Fairgrounds in Lima, Ohio. Kurt Kramer in the General Tire Ram comes flying out onto the front stretch of the Allen County Fairgrounds. Really hoping he can lay down a freestyle run to go after. He's laid down some strong ones, but they haven't been quite what he was looking for. This competition, it's all freestyle. Doesn't have to worry about racing, and he's starting off on a good note. Walking the truck on the rear tires. Awesome move for Kurt Kramer to start things off here. His truck running a little bit heavier rubber than some of the others this weekend, but doesn't seem to be slowing him down. Very similar truck to what you'll see Matt Dishman driving here in a little bit in the Ramunator, but again, the rubber very different, and there's definitely a difference in behavior because of the weight being carried down low on the truck. Kurt, though, making it work for him as he heads back to the racing lane. Driving it down the face of the ramp, little slap wheelie out of it.
A little something different.
Truck looking real good out here, and I'll tell you what, the Hall Brothers racing team going so much harder this year in freestyle than I think I've ever seen them go before. Definitely taking it up a notch as Kurt gets some big air off those freestyle mounts.
Over the tabletop.
That's what those are for. No one else here is using those. Kurt Kramer blasting the racing tabletop sideways. He brings it back toward the front stretch. We will see what he has in store for us.
All Brothers Racing Team effort in the General Tire monster truck.
Searching around for something a little bit out there. You don't want to spend too much time on the ground. That can hurt you, but you also don't want to go into the moves too quickly if you're not sure what you're going to hit, because you can end up on your roof very easily or breaking parts. Looks like he's going to go back to that wheelie bump. Carrying it nicely. Started to walk on him again, but he controlled it, brought it back down. Laying down a few spectacular moves for the fans here in the General Tire Ram. One of the regulars here in the Lucas Oil 4-Wheel Jamboree Series. This stop here in Lima, Ohio, a long-standing tradition on this series, the Ohio 4-Wheel Jamboree. Let's see what Kurt has. Trying to cut it into a donut. We know the truck will do it. Will it cooperate with him? Yes, it does. Kicking up some dust out there in no man's land. Kurt Kramer laying one down here in Lima, Ohio. That was a good run. Probably the best run he's laid down all weekend long. The truck looked good. This was that first wheel stand, and watch him. One tire grabs, one doesn't. Now the truck's walking one wheel to the other. Really stood it up on that left rear tire. That was awesome. Kurt Kramer Should be proud of that. Finally got the truck to kind of work with him that time. He had been having a few little problems here and there this weekend, and I think he finally got what he wanted out of the big Ram. From Champaign, Illinois, here comes our buddy Brandon Darrow out of Elkton, Virginia. One of the Old Dominion's favorite sons, and the Sign Pro sponsored Bad News Travels Fast. Chevrolet, the lone Chevy in the field. The lone Chevy on the Jamboree Tour in 2019. Truck notorious for doing awesome slap wheelies. See what Brandon's got for us here. Feeling it out a little bit. He's got plenty of time. Getting some nice air there, and I'm not sure if it translates to camera, but they have really, really steepened up those racing ramps. Nice slap wheelie right there for Brandon Darrow. Drifting around turn number 3. That's what he was looking for, a wheelie through the grass. Brandon Darrow, he's going to cut loose now. He was just getting started. Big sky wheel. Oh, he caught a wire. Brings it down center track. Now it's caught up in the front of the truck. I'm not sure that the track crew is aware that he has just done that. He's over here on the far end. Lee Collins is behind him. And I believe, yeah, they have just shut him down. Track crew going to head over and see. We see a signal from Lee Collins as he heads over on the golf cart to check on things. I don't believe those were power lines, but he caught a bunch of wires right there. Look at that. Just grabbed it with the bumper. Went right between the frame and the bumper. Brandon Darrow bringing down the house in Bad News Travels Fast. Now, unfortunately, that may cut his run short. We got to clean these wires up. We're going to take a quick break and see what develops. Stay with us here in Lima, Ohio. The track crew going to have to effect a quick cleanup as the rain starts to come down. The dynamic may change here. What will happen here in Lima?
Check that out before you...
We are back at the Allen County Fairgrounds in Lima, Ohio, and look who's on the track. Brandon Darrow picking up right where he left off with a big slap wheelie, carrying it half the length of the front stretch. Boy, he didn't miss a beat. Had to stop for a quick track cleanup. Lee Collins and crew getting out there, effecting some quick repairs. Only problem is, that wire he took out was a speaker wire. Now we have no announcer as Darrow kicks some dust up in the outfield. Good thing that came out of it, though, is now he can stand the truck up completely vertical on those racing ramps. There's no wire there, but at least it happened today. It didn't happen on Sunday. Now we know. They can get the sound system back up and running for the Sunday afternoon event. We'll have a track announcer, we'll have a set track, and these guys will be ready to go. Look at that! That's what he was going for when he brought all those wires down. He was able to do it right there, drove it right down the face of the ramp, no problem. Brandon Darrow and the Sign Pro sponsored Bad News Travels Fast Chevrolet out of Elkton, Virginia. Little pause in the run, may hurt his score, but definitely didn't disappoint the fans. Strong, downright spectacular run out of the Silverado from the Old Dominion. Awesome, awesome job for Brandon Darrow. He will head back to his trailer, get the truck ready for Sunday. We have a couple more trucks left to go Here is your 2018 co-racing champion and the guy who has dominated racing so far, undefeated at this point, but can he get a freestyle victory? Matt Dishman in the Hemi-powered Ramunator out of Champaign, Illinois, with some big hang time off the racing ramps. Corporately sponsored entry. He's going to throw down right now. He, again, does not have to worry about racing in this session. Look at that, standing it straight up and down, doing a nice job there. Carries it all the way over to the left. Had to get out of it before he got into the telephone poles, or we would have had another problem. Those are power lines. He absolutely cannot get into those. One of the tough things about this is basically a portable track. You can lay a monster truck track down pretty much anywhere. You got space for it, but you have to deal with the obstructions at the venue. In this case, telephone poles, wires, light standards. But these guys are working real well in this territory. Matt Dishman laying down a speedy run. See what he's got here in the Ram. I know he can get some big air in that thing. I'm not sure if he was going for a slap wheelie or going to try to one-up what Brandon Darrow did, but the truck kicked off to the right-hand side. That kind of hurt the opportunity to make anything out of it. Getting some hang time up and over the freestyle obstacle out there and heading back over toward the tough truck course. See, he's not messing with that stuff like Mikey did. This truck is built so streamlined compared to so many others. This thing is built for racing. It does some awesome freestyles. That's because it's a well-built machine, but it is definitely favored in the racing. That was a nice jump right there for that big Ram out of Illinois. Getting it up on two wheels, too. There's a little tack in the track out there. These guys were slipping and sliding around there earlier, but those aggressive Goodyears that he's got on, those cut treads you're looking at there, definitely finding some of the tack in this track. We're trying a little Mikey Vaughters move right there. Matt Dishman not wanting to be outdone. Strong run going right here. I don't know that it's going to take over. You can't fault him right now. He's looking at a racing championship and the possibility of going for an undefeated season. Very hard thing to do, and you can't do it if you break your truck. He's not disappointing, though. He's not laying down in this freestyle. You see he's getting some bigger. Again, the truck kicked off to the right-hand side. I'm not sure if that's the torque of the engine doing that or if he's got a broken axle, but he's laying down a nice run in the Ramunator Hemi-powered Ram. Marathon freestyle here for Dishman as he heads over for toward turn number 4, down through the mud, and I think he's going to wrap it up right here. Matt Dishman, awesome job in that big black Ram out of Illinois. Giving him something extra right here, making his drive off a little bit spectacular, hanging out the window as the truck heads down the front stretch. Crowd liking this. Everybody getting a good show here today. 1 to go here at the Monster Truck Thunder Drags Freestyle Challenge. The Lucas Oil Bigfoot. They've gotten this truck back together. Thrashed on this thing all afternoon long. Christian Norman out of Pacific, Missouri in Bigfoot 18. Ready to throw caution to the wind. They have all night to get this thing back together for tomorrow. You know he's going to lay down an awesome freestyle. Big hang time over there off the backside in turn number 3. I think if he hadn't been headed toward the fence, he could have carried that slap wheelie all day. That was an awesome hit right there as he comes right back toward it. Probably the best hang time we've seen all weekend has been out of this truck right here. And it's been a surprise. Not that Christian's a bad freestyler. He's an awesome freestyler. But we were looking at Bigfoot to be a bigger contender in the racing championship just because he was racing champion in 2018. Right now, he's showing that he belongs on either side of this competition. Christian Norman and Bigfoot 18 cutting loose with some huge hang time going toward turn number 2. Those big Firestones digging clay out from under the grass over there. In the outfield, and another huge hit for Norman. Again, down hard on that left-hand side, but it doesn't look like it hurt him there. He's still slipping and sliding on this track. Again with the huge hang time. Christian Norman. Bigfoot 18 through the mud right there. Headed back toward this big wheelie bump. Big hit, standing the truck straight up and down on one tire, brings it back down. Boy, if he doesn't take over the lead, he's going to be really, really close. I doubt he's done yet, though. Norman likes to go out with some big hits. Let's see what he's got left. Down in the pit and back up the other side of that freestyle mound, flying through the air at Bigfoot 18, the Lucas Oil sponsored Summit Racing Bigfoot. Kicking up some dust over there between 3 and 4. Big sky wheelie right there, and I believe he just broke a knuckle. That or his steering ram, the right rear is kicked in there. More damage to the rear end, but it doesn't matter. He laid down an awesome run right there. Christian Norman out of Pacific, Missouri. Wrapping up the freestyle as the rain starts to come down just a little bit harder. He kicked up the last dust that I think is going to be in this track this weekend. There is rain in the forecast for Sunday. Will tradition continue tomorrow and swamp out this track? We will find out. But right now, the crowd loves Christian Norman in Bigfoot. I believe we have our freestyle champion. We're going to wait and find out as Norman will take the truck back to the pits. He and Drew Epler will get immediately to work repairing that rear end, but he laid down an awesome run, and you see it right there. Christian Norman, second freestyle victory on the season. And there you see a very happy crew chief in Drew Epler, even though he's got a lot of work to do when he gets back to the pits, but one of the many Bigfoot crew who helped to bring that legendary team some of their victories over the years. It has been an awesome afternoon and evening of monster truck action here in Lima, Ohio. Next time, we're going to bring you something a little bit different. Stock Tough Trucks. We're going to take you back in the weekend, show you what went on throughout the Stock Tough Truck competition all the way up through Sunday. You're not going to want to miss that. We'll continue as well in a few additions with our Modified Tough Truck Championship, the Monster Truck Thunder Drags Racing Competition, and Freestyle. For all of us at Monster Power, we will see you next time.